Welcome to Girl Talk with your host, Melissa Ann. Girl Talk is that show which discusses the real issues Black women face being a mom, a dad, a wife, a girlfriend, a sister, a co-worker, a therapist, or whatever hat Black women wear on any particular day. Why? Because Black women are just dope. Without further ado, here is your host, Melissa Ann.
Welcome to Girl Talk with your girl, Melissa Ann. Man, this is Girl Talk with the boys, and boy, do we have a show. We got the new contestant on board. The boys asked for it, they got it, and Razboe is back by popular demand. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, team, before we get started.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Hey everybody, it's T. Marie. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm back in the building. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, you got the most views on No More Boyfriends.
Ooh, okay.
Yep, most views.
Yeah.
Next.
It's your boy, K. Diddy, a.k.a. Kai, a.k.a. Kai Can Cook, all the way live from the A.
All right, and last but not least,
Razboe, R-A-Z.
we're so excited to have
B-O-E.
you back, Razboe.
It's good to be back.
B-O-E with your T-E-A-T.
Yes.
Sipping tea tonight. Listen,
Yes.
so many things that we want to talk about. Couple of things. So, I posted our last episode on Instagram, just a little clip, and we had over 3,300 views. Apparently, women wanted to know the truth about whether they got the good or not. So, Katrina, I don't know if you watched it. I know you watched the clip.
I did.
What are your thoughts on that?
What I think is all women think that their good is special. I think that what women seem to think that just because they have a good, they have a tendency to think that entitles them to certain benefits. And it's not true. So as much as I cheer for us and love on us, of course, yes, there is something to women believing because they do have a sweet pot that it's all good, and it entitles them. So, yeah.
We got to hashtag that one, Katrina. A sweet pot.
Razboe, did you have anything to add? Because you missed the last episode. We were talking about women think, they have the good, so men don't leave them, or they keep coming back.
Well, I mean that could very well be a thing. I mean that goes both ways. That goes both ways. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes the sexual chemistry is just as such. You don't want to let go for that reason. I mean, and you can find yourself in a toxic relationship because of it. There's plenty of people doing it. Been happening for forever. Happening now. It's going to continue to go on.
But before I let go, boom, boom.
How's that?
Hey.
How's that?
Hey.
How's that for an opinion?
Hey, and when that was great, Razboe.
Thank you very much.
You danced around a little bit, but it's okay. I accepted it. It's okay. You answer. I got a quick question since you singing old school songs. What is one song when you were a kid that was like, it was risque, but you didn't know it was risque?
You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Everybody knows what a ding-a-ling-a-ling, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm still just now playing the lyrics in my head thinking, oh my God.
Right. You can ring my bell with your ding-a-ling-a-ling. Come on,
Yeah.
son. Come on.
Oh, snap. I just caught that too. Today years old.
Right.
I thought they was talking about calling, but
Right. And dancing to it too. Our parents letting us get it.
right.
See, they knew back in the days how to, encrypt that shit. Now they just be like, oh, I'm gonna in your face, on your back,
Right.
all over the place.
Right.
Skeet.
Right.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Encrypt that shit a little bit, man. Make us.
Man, kids don't even need sex education classes. All they got to do is turn on the radio.
Right.
Yeah.
And learn all the wrong things.
Everything.
What's yours, Katrina?
Well, I don't know how I didn't know it was nasty or not. But what I did realize, this is one song that made me realize how trifling women were, and that's call me. Call me. The lady, your girlfriend is a friend of mine, but here's my number and a dime. Call me anytime. Bitch, what? I thought she talking about this fool needed a friend to talk to. She talking about the girlfriend is a friend of mine. Here's my number. She gave him the money. Call me anytime. You trifling tramp.
Oh man, T squared. For you scientific folks out there, a trifling tramp is T squared.
T squared. I never even heard that one. Razboe, what's yours?
It's probably Ghetto Boys. I got a hold of a copy kind of early, and I didn't really understand the lyrics, but it sounded cool, so.
Okay.
And I knew him. I knew him. You know, I learned them. So that.
You gonna share or?
Right.
Am I gonna rap?
And that's encryption right there, man.
Oh yeah. Y'all remember that Ghetto Boys joint? Y'all want me to rap for real? All right.
Yeah,
This year Halloween fell on the weekend. Me and Ghetto Boys were trick or treating, robbing little kids for bags. Then Omen got back on our ass something, so we speeded up something.
Wait.
Yeah. I don't want to copyright infringe anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry, you did it.
Nice one.
Exactly. Yeah. I had to be cryptic with it.
I have two. Okay, the first one was I was a young girl, and you know the song In Between the Sheets. And my question to the older people was like, well, why are they making all that noise? And they was like, you gonna find out.
Oh my God. Oh.
Still didn't register. They was just like, you gonna find out. They all bust out laughing. But the other one is Grace Jones. You remember? Pull up to my bumper, baby. With your big black limousine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You see what I'm saying? We knew how to encrypt shit back in the days. Now we don't.
Nothing is censored. Absolutely zero. Absolutely zero.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
For real.
And she was scary.
I had a crush. I had a little childhood crush on Grace Jones.
You did?
Oh wow.
Yeah, when I was in high school, yeah, Grace Jones could have got it back then. When I was 17, young and strong.
You remember her on In Living Color?
I don't.
Oh, she was talking about you go to eat your alligator. You could.
What kind of?
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
Ridiculous.
Anyway, so in the news, from what I understand, Katrina and team, Jada Pinkett, you calling her toxic Jada? So what are your views?
Toxic Jada. So if you know, and if you've been paying attention, everybody been paying attention since the infamous slap. Everybody's been waiting for the response from Jada and Will, and when they were going to talk about it. And so since then, Jada has come out to let people know that, look, she didn't need to be defended. She didn't tell Will to do that. She's not the type of woman who needs somebody to take up for her. And so he did that on his own, which is really crazy for me, you not covering your man after the fact. She really should have covered him before he even got there. He never should have made it to the stage, in my opinion. But to not cover him and you know, take up for him after the fact and say she didn't need his help or need his protection after everybody's been taking up for him, talking about, that's right, Will, protect your woman. That's really a slap. She slapped him in the face. That's really a slap in the face. That's a slap back.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Slap back.
Razboe, I feel like you have something to say.
Well, I mean, that relationship is hard for me to comment on, but I mean, Will Smith is grown, you know, so he chooses to be there. That's where he should be then. So, I mean, as far as like the back and forth, my opinion of it, it's messy. I wouldn't even know where to start to even jump in to offer an opinion.
Yeah, that whole situation is very messy. I'm big on choice, and I raise my kids this way. A grown man and a grown woman choice has grown man and grown woman consequences. Period. Period. And so if you make a choice, emotional, well thought out, whatever the choice is, there's always a set of consequences that follows.
I agree with that.
The consequences, yes, I get it for him. But do you praise in public and you correct in private, right?
That's right.
So I wouldn't diss my husband in public and say he shouldn't have did that.
Correct.
Yeah, well,
Especially when
let me be clear. I do not agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, God created woman with man to be a team. It's not good for man to be alone. Let me create a woman for him. Can't go on national TV and be like, who? Will who?
Right. Especially if everybody is taking up for him, saying that he was defending her. How do you go back behind that and be like, defending me? I didn't need him to defend me. Like, it's her ego speaking more than her kind of appreciation that he would, sacrifice himself like that. Even if you don't agree with it, you still don't throw it out there and be like, I didn't need him to do that. He did that on his own. What kind of team is that? That's just like, when you just don't do that to your teammate, period.
I was gonna say she's not thinking with her ego. She's thinking with her purse, because his world coming crumbling down. And his stuff is on hold. His movies are on hold, and obviously they have enough money to survive for generation and generation and generation. But she thinking about that purse. Who's gonna stop? Offering her movies? Who's gonna stop watching her Red Talk or whatever it's called, Table Talk?
Obviously, because who offering her movies? Nobody.
Set It Off coming back.
Nobody.
Really?
Set It
Nobody.
Off.
Yeah, she's only, and the only reason why she's even getting that type of recognition with Table Talk is because Will Smith is her husband.
Oh. Well, she had to get on there and diss the poor man.
So come on.
I think, like we talked about it, is that he slapped that man because of something. Like, it wasn't Chris Rock that he was after. He had some built up anger, and when it came from back here, all that anger was in that back swing, and then it came across Chris's face.
Very heroically, I might add. It was a perfect slap, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that was built up of other stuff.
Couldn't have been
and
because that fool was still standing. Like, if a man really slapped you for real with all that whatever, Chris would have came on down.
But T, you gotta understand that was a Hollywood slap.
Right. It was.
Will didn't get him with the Philly slap. It was the Hollywood slap.
So come on. Whatever.
So here's the topic of discussion. So many times women talk about men not being faithful, and the question that often occurs is, why y'all be cheating?
Yeah, that Razboe.
Did he sip his tea?
You had to sip some of that Earl Grey. You had to sip some of that Earl Grey, T. Marie.
Why, Lord? Why?
I can't speak for all mankind, but I can speak for myself. I'm not in the business of cheating nowadays, but when I was, I had it in my system. It was something I wanted to do, and it was how I knew to do. It was just the thing I did. It wasn't necessarily because any kind of mystical reason or all the reasons that people give. It may have included some of that. The reasons people give.
Like what? What's the mystical reason?
I don't know. Sowing your oats and male this and this, that, and the third, and masculinity and ego and trophies and all that other stuff. Like that may all have played a part in it, but I think the real overarching thing, at least in my case, was it's just what I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kai, Why y'all be cheating?
I got a news flash for every woman on planet Earth. If there's life on Mars or on Pluto or on Uranus, even them alien women, men are emotional creatures too. I hear time and time again, oh, I didn't know you had feelings. I didn't know you had emotions. What am I, a robot? But the point I'm trying to make is, so if you're with a woman who doesn't validate your emotions and validate your feelings, and then, so now you're starved. A plant needs water, sunlight, maybe a little fertilizer. If you're not providing that, there is a chance that that individual, that man, could get that somewhere else, get that validation, that other stuff. Now, I will say this: at the end of the day, that man still has a choice to do the right thing. Now, if it's that, if I'm a plant and I'm being starved, guess what? I'm gonna hop my little flower pot up out of here.
I mean, you can't droop or something because when the plant is being starved, it droops. So it gives you a signal.
Well, yeah, then I'm a
The
droop.
leaves
I'm
start
gonna be a, I'm
falling
gonna be a
off.
droop. I'm gonna be a droopy plant with one leaf hopping up out of there.
So you're not gonna have a conversation? Is what I'm
Well,
asking.
if I'm drooping and leaning, at some point between the droop and the lean, I had the conversation, and it didn't register because I don't have feelings. I don't have emotions. It never occurred to me that you could be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And this is stuff, ladies and gentlemen, Melissa Ann, T. Marie Razboe, that I've heard from women verbatim.
So I'm gonna punch you in the gut because I and ignore you because I don't think you have feelings. Interesting.
You asked the question, I gave you an answer, and it's not a monolithic answer. This is there's all types of reasons why, but I'm just giving you one.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I got it. I smell what the rock is cooking.
I mean, we've been getting punched in the gut too, but we're supposed to be able to take it though, right, Razbo? Because we got 6 packs of steel. We're like Fabio.
Ooh, yeah.
Hmm.
Cause y'all have, look at y'all right now. Y'all emotionless. Y'all thinking
Emotionless?
something, but you're not. You don't necessarily react. Men don't necessarily react like women react. Now
So is
there's
that the
some
expectation?
crazies out there, but they're most like right now you're just chill. It's not like you're reacting. So women don't think you have emotion. I know you biting at the bit, T Marie hit it.
I've talked to plenty of men, and I have all brothers, and I definitely believe there's stages to the reason why men cheat. Like when you're younger, you're just not ready to settle down. You're not looking for that. When you're older, it's normally because you're not satisfied. So it just depends on what stage you are in life. Oftentimes, for the reason why you cheat. When you're older, when you're in a relationship, it's normally because you're not satisfied. If you've cheated, if you've been that type of person before that's always cheated, that's just your character. But if it's not who you are and you begin to cheat, it's because you're not satisfied. And when Kai was talking earlier about the language about us as women not hearing when men aren't satisfied, he's absolutely right. We don't communicate the same. You have to understand how men communicate and how your man actually communicates in order to see what the signs are. The same way you expect him to know how you communicate. So you have to understand a man is not going to be overly emotional, come to you like, oh my God, why? You're not going to do that. He's going to say little things to you. He's going to be quiet. He's going to do this. He's going to be distant. There's going to be things that he does that's out of his character or out of the normal way that you guys react to let you know that there's a problem. And because all men haven't learned to know to speak and be verbal about what they're feeling, as the woman in his life, unfortunately, sometimes you have to know how to interpret what's going on with him.
So we got to be a mime reader.
Not mind reader, but if
Not mind, a mime.
no,
You giving signals
yeah,
at like a mime. We got to be a mime reader. We got to take classes on
Yeah,
being a
man,
mime.
yeah, but the expectation on the other side is
you
the
know
same.
who we are. You know who he is. You know what he does when he, you know how he is when when he's happy. You know how he is when he's sad. You learn that about your partner. That's the part of getting to know one another. So you know when they're in a mood. You know if he ain't talking something wrong with him. You know that.
Mhm.
So when we act like we don't know what's going on, it's not true. We may want to use the the card like, oh, he's a man, he should just step up to the plate and just be a man. That's not true. We still have to pour into your partner so he can pour back into you. And sometimes as women, we tend to get that confused. Like we're supposed to just be poured in all the time, but we don't have to give back anything. And so that's where you start starving your man. And that's when he starts limping over the plant because he's like, what am I getting for what I'm giving?
Mm.
Okay. So that was a nice. I say you was gonna drop some knowledge.
I want to say when I was speaking, I'm speaking from the standpoint of a single person. I was never married, so.
And that makes a difference too. If you're not married, then you actually are not committed. And so your mind does not connect you with a person that you're not committed to. What I do know, for the most part, and not everyone, that the idea of having a commitment plays differently than not being married. You can say, okay, I'm single, I'm with you, and I'm committed to you, but is that on the same level of truly committing to you in a marriage?
I mean, it's different nowadays. Look, we got, domestic partnerships now. That was unheard of 50 years ago. If you would have talked to my grandparents about a damn domestic partnership, what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? So things have changed now. You know what I mean? People don't want to be married like they used to.
So why you think, I'm going to switch it up. Why you think women be cheating? Is there a difference in reasons?
I'm sure there's difference in reasons, but what it all boils down to is choice.
Yeah, choice, but there's difference in the reasons.
Yeah, it's difference in the reasons, but whatever the reasons are, but at the end of the day, we're always in life going to be presented with crossroads. And one path is right and one path is wrong. Bottom line. And you have to choose. So are you a person, a man or a woman of character to where you say, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to go back to T. Marie and be like, look, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. Let me just end it the right way, that where there's closure, and now you can do what you want. If that was the agreement. Now, if it was like, look, I'm a single man, I'm exercising my single man's right. If you're looking for a monogamous relationship, I am not that guy. Now, if that woman signs that contract, that's different.
What do you think are some of the reasons women cheat on the flip side?
Well, women cheat definitely because we're not satisfied. 9 times out of 10 we're not satisfied. You're going to get a few women who just cheat because they cheat. Because, there's some masculine energy in all of us, and there's some things that we just want to do what we want to do.
I think revenge too.
Women cheat for revenge?
Yeah, if your man did something, like if he cheated, do you think some women do?
Yeah, some women do. That's for sure.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about it. Maybe it's a Gemini thing.
Different. It is a Gemini thing. I agree. But normally there's a consequence to that, because women, as much as we want to act like we can, we just can't give our body to anybody and not have some type of connection. You have to condition yourself for that. That's just not how we're naturally built. Normally, if a woman does that, they've conditioned themselves to be that way. But we're not naturally built to just go and give our bodies to somebody and come back and be like, okay, it's all good.
It goes both ways, though, T. Marie. When a man and a woman lie together, they become one flesh. So every time you lay with a woman, there's a soul tie that's been created.
And more so.
But and have you met the millennials? That's all they do.
You speaking of
Melissa, it still does not cancel out the principle that's in place.
No, it doesn't. But I'm just saying, T. Marie said that women don't naturally give of their bodies, but the millennials, that's their sex, drugs, and love.
But that's based on the conditions. Remember, that's not based on how they naturally are. It's based on the conditions that they're being raised in and the environments that they're seeing.
I agree with that.
That's what they're conditioned to do. Because if you take them and set them to the side and really talk to them about how they actually feel about what they're doing, 8 times out of 10, they're not going to be happy about it. And they're not going to be satisfied with it. But the way the music is set up and the society is set up and TV is set up and the way sex is set up now is conditioning these girls to be like, hey, we're supposed to throw our bodies out here. We're supposed to go give head. We're supposed supposed to do all this, and we're supposed to let these boys do this to us because that's what the music says. That's what society says.
So, Katrina or T. Marie,
Yes.
tell us about your entrepreneurship, Miss C, or soon to be Mrs. CEO.
Thank you very much. I know you guys last year I launched my Moscato, Tasty Moscato. So it was last May. And for Christmas, I launched Tasty Red, which is doing amazing. It is a Merlot blend, which is what I'm drinking. And it has really, really done very well. The Moscato has done good, but this red, it's been amazing. So we've been excited about it. We're about to launch in Kentucky and Tennessee, and we're just getting on the ball. So if you like Moscato, that's great. But if you like red, if you like even a dry red or a sweet red, this is the best because it is a blend and it gives you both. It's good for people who like dry, but it's amazing for people who are starting off with red, and it gives you a good blend. So
what's the alcohol content?
15%. You know I don't play no games.
Get away.
And where can people pick up about that?
Tastywines.com is the website. You can pick up a bottle, or you can just hit me in my DM at T. Well, we're not on any Instagram, but any social media. T. Marie, Tasty Wines on Instagram. You can get it there as well.
That's what's up. Black woman CEO with her own damn wine line. That's what I'm talking about.
Trying to do big things. Trying to be grown a little bit.
That's what I'm talking about. I think everybody on here should right now go online and buy one bottle.
Go on there now.
Support Black entrepreneurship. I really enjoyed the conversation. I'm sure you all got some nuggets from each other. Katrina, T. Marie, you have gotten some nuggets about your business. You dropped some nuggets about why they be cheating. The men did. We got a soliloquy from Kai. Razboe dropped some knowledge. So I appreciate all of you for taking time out of your day and coming to join me on this podcast. It is always so fun. It's like the highlight of my week, to be honest with you.
Awesome.
So, as always, listeners, I see you because I am you.
You have just listened to the Girl Talk podcast with your host, Melissa Ann. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or Google Play. Until next time, remember, I see you because I am you.